Welcome to the Sharkpreneur Podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Do you want to become insanely successful? Do you want to be the go-to guru in your industry? Do you want to be talked about for all the right reasons? For over 40 years, Kevin Harrington has helped people just like you become significant influencers. Now he's broken the process down in the Key Person of Influence Roadmap, and it's yours for free. Just text KPI to him at 727-888-2100. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free step-by-step guide. Text KPI to 727-888-2100 to get the recognition you deserve and experience the success as the go-to voice everyone listens to in your industry today. Welcome to the Startup Millionaire Podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. With me, as always, I am joined by the inventor of the infomercial and the original shark on the hit TV show Shark Tank, Kevin Harrington. Kevin, thanks for being here.
Good to be here. Thank you.
We are joined by Chuck Pettid, the founder of Republic, the hottest crowdfunding equity platform on the planet. Chuck, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. We've also got our esteemed analyst and the man who produces outsized returns for our investors, Ray Blanco. Ray, thanks so much.
Great to be here, Seth.
And today we've got a very special guest. We're here with Marco, one of the founders of Sunu. I'm going to do a lousy job giving it justice, so I'm going to let Marco do it. Marco, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth. Thank you for having me.
All right. We are super excited to have you here. For our folks who don't know yet, can you explain to them better than I could, what is Sunu?
Yes, of course. So we are an assistive technology company. We built a wearable for people with visual impairments. So basically what it does, it uses sonar technology or echolocation to detect obstacles and help people with visual impairments avoid accidents to the upper body, to the head. And it also connects with a navigation app, which enables them to know where they are, what street they're crossing, to get more information of their surroundings so they can be more aware when walking around.
Okay, so it's looks like a Fitbit, wearable smart band for visually impaired folks that uses GPS and echolocation to tell them where they are, where they're going, and help them guide around obstacles, almost like a guide dog.
Sorry.
So how did you get started? How did you come up with this?
Sure. So look, I have early in childhood, I always knew I wanted to be an inventor. So that's why I started robotics. But also, I have a close relationship with a friend who is my age, who was deaf. So early on, we created all sorts of things, games to interact with each other. We even created our own sign language because he didn't know the vision. So as we grew up, I realized he had this disability. I helped him multiple times to get into school, to use a computer, to do many things. So, that hit me a lot. I understand that there's a lot of people with many limitations, and they just need a little help in order to regain that independence. So it was very natural for me early on to start doing assistive devices. I built 7 assistive devices for cerebral palsy, deafness, blindness. And I started a company with the Sunu band because I saw the impact that this device was having in a school for blind children and the reaction from their parents and school members. So I think it was just a natural passion for me to start this because of all these elements.
So, Marco, do you have this in use now in the marketplace, or are you a development company, or are you deploying this at this point?
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, we've been already a couple of years in the market. So we launched in November 2017. And so far, we have thousands of users in over 50 countries and distribution partners in over 30 countries, including principally in the US and Europe. That's what we call it.
Okay, so I got launched in 2017, distribution partners in 30 countries, and thousands of users already successfully wearing and using the Sunu band. Is that correct?
Correct. They report that they reduce their accidents by 90%. This data or comments we get, many of them report that the Sunu band, after time, it feels like an extension of themselves, like a new sense for them.
Okay, so I've got, what I heard was, and I muted Chuck. I think the background noise is, we're going to see if the background noise is coming from him. I got that you've got a 90% accident reduction, and which is absolutely incredible. And you've got it, they feel like it's an extension of themselves to help them get around.
Correct.
Okay, so what does, on a business perspective, so you've, what does a Sunu band cost to make, and what do you sell it for?
So on this current batch production, it costs us about $60 to build, and we sell it at $299 retail price. So that gives us enough space to bring more partners on board. That's why the primary strategy for commercialization was going through partners. That's how we actually got so many partners on board during the past 2 years. But we also sell directly online through our website. We have increasingly ourselves through these channels as we understand better how the community behaves online. But on the other side, there's a channel that we just barely touched last year. We want to focus more on the following years, which is subsidies. There's a large investment in subsidies in countries like the US and Europe, sources of funding for people with disabilities to get the technology, tools, or rehab they need. So we successfully get into a few subsidies in the US, about 4 of them, and about 3 internationally.
So that's the government partially helping to fund the purchase of your product.
Correct. From different channels, from the medical space, and also from the rehab space.
You have a subscription revenue also, Marco? Is it after the sale?
How's that?
Is there subscription revenue beyond? Is it a one-time sale and you're done, or is there a monthly fees and you have ongoing revenue streams from each person?
So at this point, it's just one-time fee, but we're currently working on a subscription model to increase our lifetime value of the user. So, for example, right now we just developed an app that we have been piloting since Q3 last year. It has multiple navigation applications that provide information, the information the user needs when they are navigating. So for that, we eventually wanted to put a subscription on it. But right now we are more focused on identifying what is the features that brings more value to the user before going into a subscription.
Marco, turning back to the, hello?
Yeah.
We can
okay. Turning back to the subsidy issue, I mean, is this a product that is being covered by insurance or other third-party payer, or do you think it will be at some point in the future?
It could definitely be. I mean, we already did it successfully in Massachusetts, and the Sunu band is currently subsidized by MassHealth, which is local insurance. It's a combination of Medicaid and the children's insurance in Massachusetts. So our device is actually also certified by FDA because it's not an invasive device. It only requires a very simple certification, Class 1 certification for FDA. So that makes it very simple to certify and commercialize through that end. But we haven't really focused too much on this channel. We only did MassHealth, but we have in the pipeline to get into more subsidies of this kind.
Talk to me about the intellectual property. What about the patents or protection on the device?
Sure. So we have a couple patents on the device, but probably the most important things I can tell you about it is we have international coverage, and it protects, simply put, the capacity of putting the Sonu sensor on a smart band, which that limit other wearable companies to put a Sonu sensor on it, and it also have more more information on the use. It also enables, I mean, it also protects other things like users can have multiple bands and they don't interfere with each other. How we design the electronic circuit so we can amplify the range of the solar sensor, things like that.
Marco, Chuck's having audio issues, but he wants everyone to know that he has worn your product and it worked for me, and he was blown away by how well it performs.
Thank you, Chuck. I'm looking at the message. Yes, of course, and we have many testimonials of that. I mean, we have worked with several leaders in the industry here in the U.S., like the NFB, which is the National Federation of the Blind, or Perkins School for the Blind, which is probably the most important school for the blind in the U.S. and actually the first school for the blind in entire America.
What do you see coming down the pike in terms of, what are your sales projections for 2020, 2021?
Sure. So, I mean, we're going to hit a couple $1 million by the end of the year. We expect to reach that goal by getting deeper into the subsidies channel and expanding further on our global network. We are starting to see many of our partners, for example, are getting into the subsidy channels locally. So we are right now opening subsidies in China and in Germany, for example. But we figure out that our distributors were a little bit shy initially because they don't want to go through all the heavy lifting of applying for a subsidy. They're going to keep their business. So as we've been building a relationship with them over the past 2 years, we feel confident to build a stronger, longer-term relationship with all distributors so they can focus on expanding their sales locally through these channels.
Do you have any idea what it's costing you to acquire a customer now?
So digitally wise, to be honest, it ranges. We have spent as little as $30 to acquire a customer, and at most is $90. We still figure out the best way to do digital marketing, but to be honest, we haven't figured out that yet.
Yeah, Marco, what's the value of your enterprise, of your business at this point? Where are you now? Where do you see you going in terms of, kind of like market cap, so to speak?
Market cap.
The value of the company. As you're out raising money, what are you telling people your business is worth?
Sure. So we're currently raising our Republic of 12 million valuation. We expect to raise that valuation around 16 billion by the end of the year when we start raising a Series A, around that number. And of course, with the upcoming years, we want to see that going up more and more. So right now, we currently have a single product company. We are about to launch an app that is going to expand the user base. It's going to expand the functionalities of the first product. It's actually a second product that can be used differently. And for the upcoming years, we'll expand further on building more products, probably 3 products or 2 products a year. Because there's a lot, the way the assistive technology market works, there's a wide variety of needs, of niches inside the niche. Every disability is different, and even with disabilities, there's a product spectrum. So what we want to focus on the future is to bring more innovations a year so we can address this little or tinier markets within the entire disability market. So we can eventually become a leader in the industry.
Size of that. What is the size of that market in terms of folks who have different abilities, so to speak?
So it's about $55 billion.
So for the Sunu band, I mean, how many patients could potentially benefit, and what kind of penetration do you think you could get in that? Sure.
So there's about 285 million people with visual impairments. There's a broad spectrum of them, but all from no vision to low vision, but or low vision, but all of them are categorized as visually impaired because their condition can be corrected with regular optometry. So all of them are actually candidates for our products. We have seen that people that react better to a product is people that are currently more active or want to be more active. So how much can we penetrate? That's most of them are spread all over the world, of course, and they're actually about most of them in developing countries like India, Mexico, Africa, some of them. So in terms of penetration, we're currently targeting about 10 to 15% of them by going through the first world countries and getting access to all these subsidy channels. But of course, on the long term, we want to address the entire market by developing, as we develop more technology or bring new devices, we want to lower the price of current technology so we can, through NGOs or government partnerships, address the rest of the market.
Your co-founder, I believe, is also visually impaired. And my question is in terms of the capital raise that you're doing right now, that you're doing recently at Republic, what are you using the money for?
Sure. So we're currently using it, we plan to use it to scale our sales, basically, getting into more subsidies and to more government sales. That's one part of it. The other part we want to address is develop a second generation of our product. We have learned a lot through these past 2 years of enhancing our current product. So there's many things that we already identified that can help us address a bigger market, making the product more suitable for less for users that are less tech friendly, things like that. So it's product and commercialization.
For the people who are buying it online direct to consumer, are those people buying it for their relatives with visual impairments? I mean, there was just recently a lawsuit because Domino's website wasn't considered friendly enough for visually impaired people. So how do you sell online? Are you selling online to people with visual impairments? And do you happen to have one nearby that you could put on camera?
That's part of the challenge. We have to make sure that everything we build is accessible for our users, all from the app, from our marketing efforts, from our website. Everything is accessible. We make sure we have people with blindness and low vision here in our office as well. Did you ask me to show you a person?
Yeah, do you have one handy?
I can ask the person to come. Let me.
Well, that's okay. We've only got a couple of minutes left. I meant if you had one like next to you.
Okay. I can jump to the other office and show it to you if that's important.
That's all right. Well, we greatly appreciate your time. We know it's incredibly valuable, and obviously you're dramatically improving the quality of people's lives with visual impairments and whatever other impairments you choose to address. We greatly appreciate your time. We will send our folks to Republic to take a look at the crowdfunding offering. And if they're looking at the band itself, it's at Sunu, SUNU.com. Ray, Kevin, any parting words?
Sounds like
Ray.
Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds like a very exciting opportunity. Way I see it, investors in your company, they get to do well by doing good, by helping people with special needs.
Agreed. Good job. I appreciate it. Marco, great product, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Marco.
Great episode, and we'll talk to you next time.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.